chess lovers. We're 37D in Kabulonga, where something special is going to be happening. Stay tuned for all the insights coming from this private sector-led initiative that brings together the Zambia Chess Federation with private sector. Looking forward to some fantastic chess. And thank you to our sponsors. We have Jewel of Africa, ABSA, Financial Insight, Green Coal, Zamex, Yamelo.
Hello everyone. So I'm coming from Green Coal and I'm going to read a speech on behalf of Anna Hajduka, who is the CEO of Africa Green Coal. We gather here today to rally support for a noble cause, which is the Zambian Youth Chase Team Fundraiser. So an initiative that holds the power to transform lives and illuminate a path of opportunity for our young, talented minds. I'm speaking here today on behalf of Green Coal Power Services, as well as every other Zambian corporate who has generously made contributions and also played a vital role in raising funds for the children to participate in the 2023 African Youth Chess Championships, which will be happening in Egypt this September. So these corporations include ABSA Bank, Zamex Ventures, Green Coal Power Services, Yalelo, Landsworth, CastleBet, Investress Bank, Longcliffe Quarries. In a world where resources are often scarce, the game of chess has emerged as a beacon of light, offering a transformative journey for those who dare to play. For our Zambian youth, chess is not just a game. It's a gateway to a brighter future. Through chess, they discover the strength of their minds, the resilience within their spirits, and the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. But the journey towards excellence is not without its obstacles. So our Zambian youth team does face numerous obstacles. These may include different hurdles, financial barriers that threaten them to dim the brilliance of their potential. Travel expenses, for example, tournament fees, and coaching fees become roadblocks, denying them opportunities that are so rightfully deserved by them. And that is why we've turned to them. Your support today can make an indelible impact on their lives. By contributing to the Zambia Youth Chess Fundraiser, you're not just enabling their participation in national and international tournaments, but you're also enabling their participation in unlocking doors that lead to scholarships, education opportunities, and recognition that they deserve. Your donation is going to provide them with the tools that they need to compete on equal footing with their global counterparts. And this is going to instill in them a sense of pride that our nation and inspiring future generations deserve.
We know that you could have chosen any other place to host this, so we really are so delighted that you chose to be here at 37D Gallery under the START Foundation. It's such a privilege. We're rooting for all of you. It falls in line with our mission as the START Foundation, so we love to see the best and the brightest of the youth. So good luck to you all, and we look forward to seeing who wins. All right, and thank you as well to the private sector sponsors.
Hi, my name is Walid Vasukunda, and welcome to this special edition of the FIZ Show. We are recording today at 37D Gallery, and with me is none other than Twatasha Kawe, who is going to tell us a little bit about this particular place as well as the event that's going on. Twatasha, welcome to the FIZ Show.
Thank you so much for having me. So I am the curator here at the Start Foundation, or 3070 Gallery. So 3070 Gallery is under the Start Foundation, and the Start Foundation is a charity.
Right.
So actually, the commission that we make on sales of artwork, like this Patrick Mumba piece, for example,
Yes,
goes to
it's
fund our charity. It is exceptional. From his Rain series, actually, it's really cool.
Okay.
It's a comment on climate change. We can talk about it later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But our charity focuses on educating underprivileged children as well as nurturing the talent. And that's our main focus.
Absolutely.
This is actually as well, sorry Mr. Edgeworth, this is actually, this annexure was a donation donated to the Start Foundation by Jagoda Gallery. So it's part of their CSR project.
I see,
Yeah.
I see. And it's quite interesting that, today's obviously a special day. You're hosting a chess tournament. Just tell me a little bit about how you guys got involved with this particular initiative.
Well, a good friend and one of the sponsors, one of the corporate sponsors, Green Co, reached out to us. Anna Hajduka, also just a good friend of the galleries, reached out to us because she knows that this venue is important. In that we are very interested in giving back, especially to academically inclined students or the brightest, as we've seen today. I mean, these chess players, they're
Absolutely.
some of the brightest and best in the country, and that's important to us as a foundation.
Absolutely. And, for me, what's obviously quite encouraging is that, the setting is beautiful, the artwork is really cool, and, to have chess here is quite significant. What sort of words of encouragement would you have for the team that's obviously preparing for the bigger tournaments that are going to come later on?
I am rooting for them all, and I think Evans and his poetry troupe said it best.
Absolutely.
They're focusing on performance art, but they spoke about how important it is to be dedicated to a specific task and see things through. He made mention of balance, which I thought was interesting, and competition being good and healthy, and we want to encourage that, especially with the youth.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the Chess Federation is super thankful. From my conversation with the president, they're really excited to actually be being hosted by you guys, and we hope that we'll see more and more events such as this.
We hope so too. Thank you so much. We
Absolutely.
know they could have hosted anywhere else, so
Absolutely.
we really are delighted that they chose here.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
on the
you.
show. Thank you.
What excites me today is not only about the participation of our kids, but even just the number, over 30 athletes, as young as they are, to go and raise our flag in that country, representing this great country, Zambia. I think this speaks volumes to what we've just said, that I think His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema has pronounced himself that in Zambia now we don't have minor sports or big sports. All sports are equal, and I think this is the opportunity that we are seeing. From that March pronouncement when he invited us to State House, I think when he hosted us, in State House, I think has changed everything. That's why we can see a lot of sponsorship around. At this time, from the Olympic side, we are thanking the sponsors and calling upon many to come on board between now and the time our kids will be leaving the country to go and participate in this important competition. As a country, let's not just look at sport as sport. And more importantly, Mr. President, when we're talking about chess, for me, I don't look at chess as a sport. I look at chess as an activity of critical thinkers, thinkers that will take care of the many challenges our communities and our country is facing. So we are not only training our kids in sport, we are training our kids as the future leaders, leaders who will take the mantle of this great nation and ensure that, thank you, they provide the much needed solution of all angles of life in spheres in terms of the economies, the businesses of this country. So these are the kids we have here. So let's not just look at chess as a sport. So, dear athletes, my fellow athletes, let's take this opportunity and utilize it. There are very few sports. I'll always talk about this, Mr. President. I think I've pronounced this at many occasions. Very few sports, like our colleagues from the swimming family, the equestrian family, where you see parents are involved in the business of sport. Now we've seen this new trend in chess. I just want to congratulate the administration and encourage you to continue working with parents. I think this gives us also, as athletes, the impetus to even do more when we see that our parents are there behind us. At that event at YDC, I think I saw a lot of parents and would have seen a lot of parents. I think this is what we want as a country. And that's what I'm saying, as we are modeling these kids into our future leaders, they need that parental guidance. They need parental support, which you chess, I think now you are championing.
Thank you.
Indeed, you are in the Champions League, Mr. President.
Thank you.
So parents, thank you so much for supporting the kids in this trajectory so that we see them become not only future chess champions, but future leaders of our great nation. The host, thank you very much for hosting us. Don't close the door. I think this is just the beginning from chess. We are happy as an Olympic movement. The philosophy of the Olympic movement, the Commonwealth, is to ensure that we see a just society. And of course, this is what you stand for you to support our artists that cannot stand on their own. You are providing that platform. I think that is what the Olympic movement and Commonwealth are all about, is to ensure that we see a just society and we don't just rhetorically support these activities, but place the resources before our underprivileged kids that aspire to become big in life. And this is what we are doing. So please don't close the door of your business here. This should just be the beginning. You see us knocking on the door and of course supporting your business because you know the cause that you stand, that I think we are doing the same things.
Hi everyone and welcome to the special edition of the FIZ show. We're here at 37D Gallery with none other than the Commissioner of the Zambia Chess Federation, Mr. Leslie Chikuse, who is actually hosting a very important event. Mr. Chikuse, welcome to the special edition of the FIZ show.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for having me.
Absolutely. Now, just tell us a little bit about what's going on here at this art gallery with all the beautiful art. We see a lot of chess players here. It's obviously quite a significant moment for you guys.
Wow. This beautiful art fest, I think, very important. But also it collaborates with what chess is. Chess is actually an art of sudden crisis. And we are in a place where there's a lot of art. Now what is happening here is very key because basically what's happening is parents have come together to come up with an exhibition, a fundraising exhibition with the corporate entities. More than 8 body corporates have come together to sponsor the Zambia national team for the youths to Egypt for the Africa Youth Chess Championship, organized by the fundraising team, which consists of the parents themselves. So basically, we had a tournament, a qualifier that was in March, and 36 players qualified for the Africa Youth national team. And the parents saw it fit that they, supplement government effort by getting into some private, fundraising events to bring on board finances to help the young ones. About 36 players go to Egypt. Of course, the fundraising team, which is being headed by Anna Haduka and Andriach. So they are the ones who actually have done this, and we've just basically been invited to this very important event. But very importantly also, the event is a tournament, an exhibition where the national team players, the young ones, so we're talking about the young ones from the age of 18 to 8 have actually come, and they're playing the corporate, the managers, the directors, and the directors have spared their time on a Monday to come and prepare the young ones for this important occasion. So this is a memorable event, and the tournament is being held at this beautiful, beautiful place, 37D Gallery. This is a place where basically they deal with helping the less privileged, and they sell some art stuff, and then when they get the money they sponsor and they've decided to basically host this tournament. So it's just something that is so remarkable. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and the young ones are having a good time, but at the same time they are interacting with the managers, the directors, the sponsors, and playing a game of chess in preparation for the Africa Youth Chess Championship. So this is what is happening. The Federation, I can confirm on behalf of the Federation that from last week we have begun to receive some resources in the account, and as a Federation we've had it has been very difficult actually to bring the corporate world on board. You know that of course the opportunity cost is high, but I think that with the coming in of the parents themselves, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Sport, an enabling environment has been created. I think that the last time that we had such a superb interaction with the corporate world was the meeting that we had in March, where His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema basically called all the sponsors for various sports for dinner at State House, and basically they were there to interact with the president. I think from that time it has opened doors, and we are seeing the private sector, the corporate coming in to support chess and sport. So this is something unprecedented, and just congratulating the fundraising team, the parents themselves, the 37 Gallery, for rising to the occasion to host this beautiful. It's a beautiful place, beautiful paintings, and but also the sponsors themselves. About 8 sponsors. A lot of them, and they've come in, and the Federation is beginning to receive resources, and the young ones now have got hope of going to fulfill their dreams in Egypt.
Absolutely, and what's obviously quite encouraging is that there's been quite a lot of private sector participation. Would you say that the response that you've seen could become a model for other sports as well, in terms of how private sector can come and play a part, following the call from the president as well for private sector to work with government regarding promotion of sport?
Yes, definitely. I think that President Hakainde Hichilema has been ambassador number 1 when it comes to sport. I think that if you remember very well, there was a very, very important phone call that the president made to the Copper Queens when they played in that tournament, and he has continued. And you can see the result, that there's a lot of results that are coming in. We just recently won the COSAFA, that was yesterday. Our colleagues from draft won a tournament, became grandmaster, and we are seeing that there's a lot of things that is happening. So there is an enabling environment that has been created by the president, the Minister of Sport, and I think that basically things are getting to become much better. But very importantly also the kind of support that we have gotten from the parents to just take it upon themselves, come up with a group and begin to fundraise outside the main structure of the Federation, and just do it and just invite the Federation. They do everything, literally everything, and they just invite you to make some speeches. I think this is something that has never really happened, and would like to thank them. But very importantly, would like to ask the private sector not to run away from us. We'll be biased as much as they may have to support all the sport, but let them stay with chess, and would like to call the fundraising team also, headed by Anna and Andriach, to get to the main structure and become the fundraisers of chess, for the young ones, and even for other tournaments, and take up that mantle. I think that then we would be able to see more of this. I think this is, is coming in, of course, by the enabling environment, but also the commitment that is coming in from the parents. Like, for example, if you talk about Anna, she's not here. As we speak, I think she's out of the country, but she's coordinating. She knows who has come, who has not come. She's able to say, this is not correct. So that kind of commitment, I think, is something that you need really to be a good administrator. So I think the kind of leadership that we have gotten from the fundraising team, even as ourselves as a federation, will try and emulate it. So I would like to thank the sponsors. As I said, there are quite a lot. I don't want to get into the naming them because I may miss.
You may miss one, yes.
I may miss one, and then we can lose it all. But I think that most importantly is that we've begun to receive the resources, and I think that so far about more than 4 players have already been, sponsored fully to go to Egypt, and others are still coming along, and I think it's amazing, and yeah, we are very optimistic and very, very confident that we are going to create the next grandmaster anytime soon. As you may know that Zambia was the first African country to produce a grandmaster in the name of Amon Simtoe at the age of 17 years old. So we have to keep the record, the fire burning.
Absolutely, and it's obviously quite encouraging, from the private sector perspective, the sort of support that has actually come through, which you can clearly see, and obviously, executives taking time out to actually come and play with the kids. I was almost thinking that it's a bit of an unfair advantage because the age gap was actually quite huge. But then, just some final thoughts. What do you hope is, the future for the game? And I think you've mentioned a grandmaster. Would you like to see a grandmaster in future? But just tell us a bit about what the future for chess in Zambia.
Yeah, first and foremost, this partnership with the private sector is important. Private sector supplementing the effort of government is a key ingredient to sport development in the country. If the private sector are coming on board and they are, coming in and organizing themselves, not only to bring in the resources, but to actually prepare the athletes to go and. That's the dream of every sport, association, every sport, federation. But I think that also government must come in also, and I think this is something that they've been working on. The Minister of Sport announced that actually there will be tax exemptions. I think that it's very important that we quickly expedite the tax incentive to people that are bringing in and going out of the way to sponsor sport, putting colossal sums of money in sport. I think there must not be double taxation, because it will be double taxation. So I think that that's a key thing. We must implement that immediately, so that sport. When you look at sport, I think the president Hakainde Hichilema has described it very well. He says that sport must not just be for entertainment. It should not only be for social interaction, but job creation, creation of employment, and so on. Now, if you're going to create, make sport as an avenue for job creation and employment, it means that you need to harness and attract private sector investment. And how do you attract private sector investment? It's the same way you attract foreign direct investment, by making sure that you look at the tax systems. These private sectors want to come in and bring in chess equipment and so on. So these tax ingredients or tax exemptions are very key. If at all more and more investors have to come in, so that they add value to the economy.
No, Commissioner, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us. I know you're eager to enjoy some more chess games, and we look forward to also as Financial Insight supporting you with coverage of all chess events going forward.
Yeah, enjoying the games, but enjoying the environment.
Absolutely.
Beautiful
I hope you're
environment.
gonna pick up a painting.
I think I need to get a painting and try and put it at a good place and give it to maybe the family and so on. It's a beautiful place, and I'm told that there's a lot of paintings. Some of the paintings were gotten from here, even as far as given to the Pope.
Absolutely. Yes.
I think that I would like to call upon the community to find time to come and enjoy the environment of 37D Gallery. It's a beautiful place, and I think it's a place to be if you at all you want a peaceful, quiet place where you can have and enjoy the artwork.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much, Commissioner.
Thank you so much.